Most financial experts tell you that you need at least $1.2 million to retire comfortably. But as we sit here in early 2026, the reality is much different for the average person. The Federal Reserve reports that the typical household approaching age 62 has just about $200,000 in their retirement account. If you are looking at your bank balance and feeling that cold knot of anxiety in your stomach, I want you to know that you are not alone. The system has changed, but the advice you are being given has stayed the same. You are told to work harder, to grind more, and to sacrifice your health for a few extra dollars. But what if there was a different way? What if you could make $200,000 function with the same security and peace of mind as $1 million? In Japan, there are millions of people who build significant wealth without the stress, the hustle, or the 60-hour work weeks. They rely on 9 ancient habits that allow money to flow into their lives quietly and stay there. Today, I am going to show you how to apply these Japanese secrets to your own life, especially if you feel like you are starting behind. Before we dive into the first habit, please take a moment to like this video and subscribe to the channel. Your support helps us share these life-changing principles with more people who truly need them. Also, leave a comment below with the words "quiet wealth" if you are ready to stop worrying and start building your future. Let us begin with the first habit that changes everything. Habit number 1 is Kaizen, the rule of 1% daily improvement. In our Western culture, we are obsessed with massive, overnight transformations. We want to go from 0 to a millionaire by next Tuesday. But the Japanese understand a deeper truth about the universe. True wealth is not built in explosive leaps that lead to burnout. It is carved through patient, daily refinement. Kaizen means continuous improvement, but it is focused on the smallest possible steps. If you improve just 1% every day for a year, you do not just become 300% better. Because of the power of compounding, you actually become 37 times better. Think about your retirement savings. If you are only saving $100 a month, do not try to jump to $1,000 tomorrow. Your brain will resist that level of change, and you will likely give up. Instead, increase it by just 1%. Make it $101. Next month, make it $102. It feels like nothing, and that is exactly the point. Because it feels like nothing, you will actually do it. This approach bypasses the fight-or-flight response of the brain, allowing you to build habits that last for decades. Over time, this habit creates an unstoppable momentum that outpaces any high-stakes gamble. When you look back 5 years from now, you will realize that the mountain was moved one small stone at a time. This leads us to habit number 2, Mottainai, the sacred anti-waste philosophy. We are living in 2026, and the cost of everything has reached levels we never imagined a few years ago. Yet, the average household still wastes thousands of dollars every year on things they do not even enjoy. Mottainai is a word that expresses a deep sense of regret when something valuable is wasted. It is not just about being cheap or stingy. It is about having a spiritual respect for resources and the labor that produced them. In our modern world, we have been trained to be consumers, not keepers. We buy fast food that costs as much as a sit-down restaurant meal used to cost. We buy new cars that lose 20% of their value the moment we drive them home. The Japanese practice of Mottainai asks us to repair before we replace. It asks us to find value in what we already own, from the clothes in our closet to the food in our pantry. Think about the subscription services you no longer use, or the digital clutter that drains your bank account every month. Every dollar you save from being wasted is a seed that can be planted in your future. Remember, the wealthy do not waste, not because they have to save money, but because they respect the energy it took to earn it. When you master Mottainai, you find that you need much less to live a much richer life. Habit number 3 is Ikigai, or finding your purpose-driven money strategy. One of the greatest destroyers of wealth is emotional spending. When people are unhappy in their jobs or feel like their lives lack meaning, they use shopping as a form of therapy. They buy things to fill a void that objects were never meant to satisfy. This creates a vicious cycle of working jobs we hate to buy things we do not need to impress people we do not like. Ikigai is your reason for being. It is the intersection of what you love, what you are good at, what the world needs, and what you can be paid for. When you find your Ikigai, something magical happens to your finances. You no longer feel the need to buy happiness because you are already living it. In places like Okinawa, people often live past 100 years old because they never really retire from their purpose. They stay active, they stay engaged, and as a result, they spend much less on healthcare and impulse purchases. Having a reason to wake up every morning is the most effective financial plan ever devised. It keeps your body healthy and your mind focused, reducing the biological and financial cost of aging. True wealth is having enough to live your purpose without the constant stress of needing more. Next is habit number 4, Kakebo, the art of mindful money journaling. In this age of digital banking and automatic payments, we have lost touch with where our money actually goes. Automation creates an illusion of control, but it often leads to a dangerous state of mindlessness. Kakebo is a simple Japanese method where you write down every single purchase by hand in a notebook. It might seem old-fashioned in 2026, but there is a physical connection between the hand and the brain that typing cannot replicate. When you write down that you spent $6 on a coffee for the 3rd time this week, you feel it in your nervous system. You become aware of the leaks in your financial ship before they sink you. Kakebo asks you 4 simple questions before you spend. How much money do I actually have in total? How much would I like to save this month as a promise to myself? How much am I actually spending on essentials versus luxuries? And most importantly, how can I improve my relationship with money next month? This awareness is the first real step toward financial freedom. You cannot fix what you refuse to face, and Kakebo forces you to face the truth with kindness and clarity. Habit number 5 is Hansei, the ritual of self-reflection. Writing down your spending is only half the battle. The other half is learning from your mistakes so you do not repeat them year after year. Most of us have a strange and painful relationship with our financial failures. We either pretend they did not happen, or we beat ourselves up until we feel hopeless and paralyzed. Hansei is a scheduled time for honest accountability without the poison of self-judgment. Every Sunday evening, spend 15 minutes sitting quietly with your decisions from the past week. If you made a mistake, do not ask, "What is wrong with me?" but rather, "What happened in that moment?" Were you stressed by work? Were you tired and looking for a quick comfort? Then create a simple, practical rule to prevent that specific trigger next time. The difference between those who stay broke and those who build wealth is not the absence of mistakes. It is the refusal to make the same mistake twice. Extraction of wisdom from a loss is more valuable than any amount of gold. In the long run, your ability to self-correct is your most valuable asset. Now let us talk about habit number 6, relationship wealth. In our Western culture, we often think of success as a solo sport. To celebrate the self-made individual who stands alone at the top. But true, lasting wealth is built on a foundation of deep trust and harmony with others. The Japanese concept of wa, or harmony, teaches us to play the long game in our relationships. It means choosing to preserve a connection even when your ego wants to win a small argument. In 2026, as technology becomes more isolating, the biggest opportunities do not come from job boards or websites. They come from people who know you, trust you, and believe in your personal integrity. A network of trust compounds faster than any stock market index because trust reduces the cost of doing business. Do not burn bridges over small disputes or minor financial disagreements. Instead, invest your time and energy into your community and your friends. When times get tough, as they often do, your relationships are the only insurance policy that truly matters. Kindness is not just a virtue. It is a strategic investment in a world that is increasingly cold and transactional. This brings us to habit number 7, gammon, which means strategic patience. We are currently living in a world that demands instant gratification and immediate results. We want the harvest before we have even finished the planting. Gammon is the ability to endure the unbearable with patience and dignity. In the world of investing, this is your greatest superpower and your primary defense against fear. There will be times when the market dips and everyone around you is panicking and selling their future. Gammon is the strength to stay the course when everyone else is running for the exits. Strategic patience is not passive waiting. It is an active choice to protect your future self from your current impulses. The market is a device for transferring money from the impatient to the patient. By practicing gammon, you ensure that you stay on the winning side of that equation. Habit number 8 is omotenashi, the spirit of exceptional service. To be wealthy, you must be valuable to other people in a way that others are not. Many people in 2026 do just enough to not get fired. They show up, they do their basic tasks, and they wonder why their income never grows beyond a certain point. Omotenashi is the Japanese art of hospitality and anticipating needs before they are even spoken. Whether you are an employee, a business owner, or a retiree starting a side hobby, this principle will make you irreplaceable. When you provide value that people remember, they do not just pay you a flat fee, they refer you to their inner circle. They advocate for your success. They want you to be part of their lives. Excellence is not about working more hours at a desk. It is about doing what matters in a way that makes people feel seen, respected, and cared for. The path to a premium income is providing a level of human care that cannot be replicated by artificial intelligence or measured on a simple spreadsheet. In an automated world, the human touch of omotenashi becomes the most expensive commodity. Finally, we reach habit number 9, community investment. Isolation is one of the most expensive and dangerous mistakes you can make in your retirement years. When you are alone, you make decisions based on fear and an echo chamber of your own worst thoughts. The Japanese invest heavily in their local communities and multi-generational family bonds. They understand that wealth is not just about what you have in the bank. It is about having a circle of people who care if you wake up tomorrow. In 2026, loneliness has become a silent epidemic that destroys health and finances alike. By investing in your community, you are creating a safety net that no amount of money can buy. If you have a health crisis, your community is there to bring you food. If you need financial advice, Your community provides a council of elders.
Real wealth is the ability to share your life with others and know that you are part of something larger than yourself.
Now, let us look at the practical math of peace of mind. If you apply these 9 habits, the numbers start to look very different from what the headlines tell you. Imagine you have that typical $200,000 portfolio we discussed earlier. Using the conservative 4% rule, that provides $8,000 per year in steady income. As of early 2026, the average Social Security benefit is nearly $2,000 per month, or $24,000 per year. For a couple, that is $48,000 per year in guaranteed income. Combined with your portfolio, you are looking at over $56,000 a year. If you have practiced Mottainai and live a life of Ikigai, $56,000 is more than enough for a beautiful, secure, and quiet retirement. You do not need to be a millionaire to live like one. You just need the habits that protect your peace and maximize the value of every dollar. Wealth is not about how much you make. It is about how much you keep and how well you live. We have covered a lot today, and I want to thank you for staying with me until the very end. This journey toward quiet wealth is not about being perfect or never making another mistake. It is about being consistent and moving forward with intention every single day. Please remember to like this video if you found it helpful and share it with someone who might be feeling stressed about their financial future. Your engagement helps us continue to create content that serves you and your family. Before you go, I have one final question for you. Which of these 9 habits are you going to start practicing tonight? Will it be the 1% improvement of Kaizen or the mindful journaling of Kakebo? Let me know in the comments below. And remember to write quiet wealth in your comment so I know you are part of this dedicated community. Wealth does not need to shout to be powerful. It whispers in the small daily habits we keep every single day. I look forward to seeing you in the next video as we continue to decode the secrets to a secure and meaningful life. Thank you for watching, and may you find the true peace of mind you deserve.